Good afternoon. My name is Nicole LaChapelle, and I'm the mayor of Easthampton. Today we've taken a little road trip, or walk trip as it may be. We have the Director of Public Works, Joe Pipchinsky, here to walk us through what's happened on Cottage Street and what residents can expect in the coming winter. Hi, Joe.
Good morning, Mayor.
How are you?
I'm good. Doing well.
Good. So, long-awaited improvements on Cottage Street. What did we actually get done? Like, how did the project turn out?
Well, we're very happy with the way the project turned out. We're pretty excited about it. There's a combination of funds. One that we use Complete Streets funds to do the rapid flashing beacons, and then we use Chapter 90 funds to resurface the road and restripe the road.
Yeah.
So between what we did and what Williston has done on the other end of Payson Ave, this corridor is very pedestrian friendly now with the safety enhancements that we've undertaken.
I mean, the traffic definitely has slowed down, and people are using the crosswalks. I was at Tandem having coffee this morning, and everyone was thrilled with how the project came out, and that it enhanced Cottage Street in particular because it's so narrow.
That's correct. In the design, we have what's called bump out, so that the pedestrians can actually come out into the road a little bit, and it makes the motorist more aware that the pedestrian is there, and narrows the road a little bit to make the motorist a little bit more aware that they're not the only ones on the street.
And so with the work that was done on Cottage Street, and we have that big project coming at us on Union Street, that's Complete Streets too, or will the two roads, when everything is done, will Cottage Street look like Union Street? Will there be continuity, or is it a different street design up there?
No, we're keeping the same street design. It's different funding, but it all falls under the same street design with the same requirements that Mass Highway and Federal Highway Association has on Cottage Street. That'll be used on Union Street also.
Excellent. Let's take a walk up to the next crosswalk and take a look at just how the paving and striping has kind of cleaned up the traffic.
Okay.
So, a lot of striping here in this kind of crazy triangle, and new orange striping on the very side of the street. What does the orange striping mean?
Well, all the striping conforms to federal and Mass Highway standards.
Okay.
The orange striping means no parking. Someone parks where the yellow striping is.
Right.
Public safety has the ability to just say, no, you're not supposed to be there.
Okay.
And hook them and tow them for public safety. But the whole idea with the striping is to clearly delineate where traffic is supposed to be moving and where they're not supposed to be moving.
And certainly on this angle right in front of the package store and Brass Cat, it's much more clear of how you are going up Maple or over to Adams and what is Cottage Street. I mean, that's a very clear.
That was our intention. This was to clarify it as much as we could.
Great. We're going to go now up to the next crosswalk and just point out those fire lanes, and also just visually how it's easier for pedestrians to cross and why. Just simple improvements right here help pedestrians. I mean, there won't be cars on either side of this crosswalk.
That's one of the issues that we had before was vehicles were allowed to park close to the crosswalk, and pedestrians actually had to get out into the street before oncoming traffic could see them. Sure. This pushes the parked cars back a little bit and allows a little bit better line of sight for the vehicles coming down the road to see the pedestrians crossing.
I mean, it's really clean, and I see the sharrows and indicating bike traffic, but walking across this part of Cottage Street feels a little safer, to say the least.
Well, as I said earlier, everything complies with the manual on uniform traffic control devices. So what you see here is what people see on any other properly marked road.
Okay.
And that's what
the repetition.
The repetition.
Oh, sure. I never. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, Department of Public Works is a department that some just equate with sanding and potholes, but they do a whole bunch of other stuff. And most of the stuff that DPW does, we don't see. It's under us. What's coming up for DPW? What will residents see as far as DPW projects coming up?
Well, Mayor, we've got a lot of projects going right now. Our engineering staff is straight out.
Yeah.
The big one is 1 Ferry Street.
Right.
We just received that large grant there.
Right.
Construction, I believe, has just started on that yesterday.
Yes.
It'll have to stop at some point as colder weather comes, but start again in the spring.
Yeah.
We just finished, the planning department was successful in getting us a grant for the Admiral Street, Clark Street area.
Right.
We just finished that up with the paving. We maybe have a little bit more loaming and seeding to do there. We're still looking at the Park Street roundabout around the new school. We've also received the Green Energy grant
Yeah.
that we're working down at the wastewater treatment plant to make some improvements there. We have the Lyman Street realignment near.
Right. That was the latest MassWorks grant.
That's correct.
Lyman Street by O'Neill.
By O'Neill, in conjunction with the new River
Valley Market.
Valley Market that's coming in there. Also, there's a Union Street construction. We're having a public hearing on that, I believe, in December.
December, yes.
And through the winter, we'll be working on finalizing those plans so that probably this time next fall, Union Street will start construction on Union Street. So there's a lot of things going, and this is all in addition to the maintenance that we have to do every day, all day, that happens to come along.
So take a look,
So we're very busy, but we're excited about what's coming in. We're excited about what we've done already because we look at something like this, or we look at something like Clark Street, we say, wow, looks pretty nice. The planning department does a fantastic job of pulling this stuff in, and once they pull the grants in, it's our job to make it happen.
Right. Well, even the improvements on East Street and what you were able to pave on the sections of East Street have really made a big difference in residents and drivers' lives. I mean, because the road is just smoother.
Right. And the work that was done on East Street was all funds that city funds that we had in our department that we were able to free up at the end of the year and make sure that happened. So it's all about getting the biggest bang for your buck.
Absolutely. And you guys not only get the biggest bang, but stretch every penny.
We do.
And I am very proud of the work that your department does, and I hope or wish that more residents really understand the full scope of what Public Works means and the many things on your department's plate outside of the grants, and now we have so many grants. Well, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, Mayor.
And the public hearing on the Union Street project is in December, and we'll get those dates up on Facebook and the websites and get some notices out to folks. I really encourage people to come and see. It's a very big project, very complicated. Come and put your 2 cents in. Have a wonderful day. I'll remind you, today is Election Day in Easthampton. Please go out and vote. So far, we have a great turnout, and let's keep it strong for the rest of today. Take care.